Because last time we gave him awards.
Yeah, last time we had. Okay.
Well, just let me know if we. Because
Yeah.
he's been really good in the lectures.
Yes. Haji Satpal.
Good morning. How are you?
You can tell about yourself.
My name is Satpal Singh, and I'm from a small town, Gajranwala, and that town is in Moga district. And I have done my matriculation from a small school, in a local school. Then I have done my graduation from DM College of Moga. Then I have done my Bachelor of Education also in DM College of Moga. Then I have enrolled in master degree of chemistry, master degree of science in chemistry, then in university, and nowadays work under the Dr. Ashok Malik in DST studies of medicinal plants.
Thank you. Which of the papers did you read?
I have read food chemistry paper.
Okay. Could you tell me what the material was that was used to make the microfluidic device that was used in that paper?
Material used like papers, simple.
Yeah.
It's cost-effective paper, and some silicones and polymers and glass-like structures. But it's cost-effective paper. Microfluidic paper devices. It's cost-effective and easy to use, and material is simple. I think material is paper basically, or silicones. I think that I have it in the paper.
To transport the fluids, what microfluidic phenomena were used in the paper to enable fluidic transport?
The phenomena of transfer of microfluid in the technique, that is laminar flow, and the mixing of two continuous flow method.
Yeah. What did you like most about the paper?
I have liked the technique that is used in the separation of used in the paper, that is a PAD technique, and that is very effective technique, and it's a very good and cost-effective techniques. So that's why I like this technique in this paper, and it's used in various fields like detection of pathogens in food chemistry, food chemistry, and some food areas like detection of diseases in plants.
Yeah.
And this technique is also used in detection of diseases. So it's easy to use technique, and carry out this technique for the detection of pathogen or disease reason. It's very easy.
Yeah.
In on-site.
Yeah, so it's cheap enough
Cheap
to
enough
be widely
or,
adopted.
Yes.
Well done, passed with full marks.
And if you like to ask anything, or how do you feel?
Actually, I feel very lucky. It's a great opportunity to learn from you, and I have learned a lot of things during this session and during this program. Basically, I want to learn about the microfluids and how the fluids work in the different areas. So I have learned how the fluid work, and basically the most effective technique I have learned from you, that is separation techniques. That separation technique, and using the microfluid chips, how we can detect and how we can produce things in chemistry, and how I can implement in my life. So this is good for me and good for my search.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm glad that you enjoyed the course.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Very good, Satpal. Keep it up. Who wants to come next? Ria.
Questions are going to be the same.
Hello, sound check, hello.
आज
Hello, sound check, hello, 1 2 3, sound check, hello.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm good.
she is Ria, and tell your about
Hello.
introduce.
Yes, sir.
I'm Ria. I'm 20 years old. I belong to Haryana, district Fatehbad, and I have done my BSc from Khalsa College Patiala, and currently I'm pursuing my Masters in Chemistry in Inorganic Specialization from Punjabi University Patiala.
Thank you.
What are your future plans?
So I just want to go in industry.
Which of the papers did you read?
Ma'am, I haven't read because I haven't attended the previous lectures.
Okay,
I
so you didn't
know
get a
about
copy.
that, yeah.
Then I slightly reword the questions. So what kinds of materials could be used to make microfluidic devices? Could you give an example of a material that a microfluidic chip could be made in?
Ma'am, I didn't know about that.
PDMS.
So if you don't know the materials, do you have any examples on how we could make microchannels?
No.
Okay. With the flows on the microscale, could you give any example how things are different when you are under 500 micron in size in
Ma'am,
flow
actually I
domains?
was not prepared for that day and I didn't know about that. I asked.
Chalo jao. Okay. Next, Shikha. आज साक्षी हैं.
Good morning, how are you?
Tell about yourself.
Ma'am, I am Sakshi and I belong to Chika. I have completed my schooling from the Chika local. Then I shifted to Patiala for higher studies. I completed my graduation from Khalsa College Patiala and currently I am pursuing my Masters in Chemistry in Inorganic Specialization from Punjabi University Patiala. And I am pursuing my project under Dr. Malik.
Okay. What do you want to do after your masters?
Ma'am, I would like to go for some industrial job so that
Yeah.
we can pursue further.
And you want to stay in organic chemistry?
Yes, ma'am.
Enjoy that, that's good to know. Have you read any of the papers that we distributed yesterday?
No.
No. Would you be able to give an example through the course? We talked about a couple of different materials that we can make microfluidic devices from. Could you give an example of a material?
घबराओ मत, कुछ तो होगा.
कुछ थोड़ा बहुत याद है कुछ तो बोल दो.
So, can you recall any of the techniques that could be used for making microfluidic devices irrespective of the materials?
Not so bad.
Also not. Would you know how fluidic phenomena, if you go smaller and smaller in size, how they change? So if you think about when you put milk in your teacup, you can see that the flow goes in all directions. Does that still happen when you move down to the microfluidic format, or does something change about the flow phenomena if you go to really small sizes?
Small sizes maybe will flow faster. Maybe.
Yeah, so if you go with the same flow rate, you end up indeed with a higher linear velocity because per centimeter the volume is a lot smaller. What did you enjoy most about the course?
Tea, coffee. Professor Hussain. Now, what you plan in future means, do you have special dream that I will, if I get something, I will make this thing?
So till now nothing like that. It's just right now I want that I get something financially stability. After that something, if get proper financial stability, then I would like to go with PhD.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Next, who will be? No, just we keep our introduction only.
Yeah.
Just introduction only.
So we just don't ask questions?
Just chat something.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm fine, how are you? Ma'am, myself Gurneet Kaur, and I am pursuing a master's in chemistry in an organic specialization from Punjabi University, and I did BSc in chemistry from Punjabi University. Yes.
Okay. What would you like to do afterwards in the future?
Afterwards, like industrial job or research work, we can say.
Yeah. What did you enjoy about the course? Is there anything that you could say that you didn't know before and that you've learned now?
Yes, ma'am. Like many things we have learned from this course, and like it's really very helpful. Like we are doing research work on nanoparticles, and it's like helpful in that also.
Okay, so you liked the application lecture yesterday when we talked about the different microreactors?
Actually, I didn't came yesterday.
Okay.
Yes, but I don't remember.
Yeah, so maybe look at the recording, because we had an hour where we just focused at nanoparticle generation, so that may help you research even further.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I just asked the questions on the regular one.
Yeah, some. आजो next आजो. अपने विकास कहाँ गया?
Good morning.
Hi, how are you?
Good morning, sir. My name is Muskan. I had pursued, I am doing my BSc in Punjabi University, Patiala, and currently I am pursuing my master's degree in organic specialization in Punjabi University, Patiala.
Thank you. And what would you like to do in the future with your master's degree?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I want to pursue my doctoral degree in Australia, and
You want to go to Australia with ma'am?
yes. And give some good research for in the food technology.
Okay. Is there anything in particular about the course that you enjoyed, the phenomena, or?
Yes, ma'am. I had liked the hands-on training, which will be helpful in our future times, so that we will be easy to handle our PhD, and it will be helpful in our PhD also.
Okay. I'll think about seeing if in the future, if we apply for other funding, if we could get some more experimental elements embedded, or maybe a little project that people present on
Yes, ma'am.
to one another.
Actually, currently I'm working on that.
That's
Yes,
good.
ma'am.
Thank you very
And
much.
can you suggest something on the course, good, bad, or
It
how
was
to improve it? Eh?
It was very excellent, sir, and it will be very helpful for us. And thanks to ma'am that she has provided a good lectures on the different materials, and it will be helpful for our future times.
But how you will utilize this?
Actually, sir, the techniques which ma'am had told, we can also use in our PhD work as well as the form of applications, and the microfluids which you had given a training on that, we can use as an application in our PhD work, as well as the HPLC which Dr. Olek has gives a training on that. We can also use in our PhD.
HPLC, do you know about something?
Sir, sorry, actually I hadn't attended that lecture.
Okay,
Can I go, sir?
thanks.
Thank you.
दूसरे को भेज next.
Hi, how are you?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Priya. क्या नाम आपका?
Priya.
हैं?
Sir, Priya.
Priya. Tell about yourself, what you want to do, what are your ambitions, and no, be friendly.
Yes, sir. Myself, Priya. I am basically from Sunam. I had done my graduation from Punjab, Sunam, Punjabi University, Patiala, but I have pursuing my chemistry, MSc chemistry from Punjabi University. My basically goal is to get a government job in bank.
In bank,
Yes, sir.
you don't want to do chemistry more.
So yes, I have to, but my goal is to get a government job in banking line. So because I have prepared for that exams.
After your MSc.
Yes, sir. Sir, I had also prepared later also.
Why not BPSC
No,
or
sir.
UPSC?
Sir, PPSC, but not UPSC. I have no interest in UPSC, sir.
That's better to just realize that now and change directions rather than
Yes.
to continue
Yes,
with
sir.
something.
Can you tell about something about what you know about the course, what you learned?
Yes, sir, but I am not attending all the lectures. But number of lectures I have attended, it gave me a lot of knowledge about nanoparticles, HPLC, and 3D printing. And these lectures give me a lot of knowledge.
How do you think 3D printing is better,
So because
or it can help us?
yes, sir, the number of things that we get from outside, it is costly or expensive. But from 3D printing, I have prepared it at home very cheap.
Can you tell any advantage of 3D printing?
So like we get many electrical appliances which got many less short circuits as compared to the other one.
मैम दोबारा आए तो अटेंड करोगे
Yes,
कोर्स?
sir. If I am not here, then also I want to attend this lecture. If I have got opportunity to come Australia, then I want.
You can go to Australia.
Yes, sir.
There is no problem.
Sir, if you help me, then I go.
Why don't you go with ma'am?
Yeah.
Because ma'am doesn't have a big enough suitcase.
Sir, I have no problem. If ma'am want me, then I go.
I'm not good at banking at all, so maybe that makes a good combination, because I'm not good with money and finance.
Don't worry, ma'am. I am here. I am.
So, okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, ma'am.
Welcome. A bit scary here on the stage, isn't it, with the big lights? It's a bit scary to be sitting here on stage with everybody watching.
Okay. Tell about yourself.
My name is Kajal Singh and I belong to Khanna, district Ludhiana, and I completed my bachelor's degree from AS College Khanna under Punjabi University Chandigarh, and currently I am pursuing my master's degree in chemistry in inorganic specialization from Punjabi University Patiala.
क्या नाम बताया था?
Kajal Singh. Kajal.
And what's your project about? Your master's project, or haven't you started your project yet?
Yes, the topic of the project is deep eutectic solvent.
For
Tell about deep eutectic solvents.
We will prepare the solvent by mixing of two components. One is a hydrogen acceptor and one is a hydrogen bond donor. We will use a choline chloride and some solvent such as urea or malonic acid.
do you is there any application, any reason why you're
Yes, we will detect the diabetic patients. We will detect the colored component
based
of
on the
or if we will detect the phenolic content exactly
okay?
from the plants.
Yeah.
Dried plants.
So it's going to be used as an extractant
Yes.
to then combine it with an analytical method
Yes,
to
yes,
look at
yes.
anti-diabetic
Yes.
compounds from natural products.
Yes.
It's very interesting. Is there anything that from attending this course that was new to you and that you learned about, and could you explain what that was?
Yes, all the lectures were very excellent and gave me knowledge like such as 3D printing, HPLC and nanoparticles, etc.
Yeah.
And the 3D printing given by the lecture IIT Delhi सर ने जो लेक्चर दिया था और जो उन्होंने दे गिवन अ सेटअप और उन्होंने बिल्कुल सर हिंदी में बोलते उन्होंने जो लेक्चर दिया था वो बहुत ही अच्छा दिया था और जो उन्होंने सेटअप दिखाया था एक्सपेरिमेंटल वो उन्होंने घर पे ही प्रिपेयर किया था ड्यूरिंग कोविड डेज और सारी मतलब जो घर में पड़े होते ना अनयूजुअल वायर्स और कुछ भी मटेरियल्स पड़े होते हैं उनसे ही यूज़ करके बनाया था उन्होंने 3D प्रिंटिंग का सेटअप मतलब कम कॉस्ट लगी थी उसमें
Thank you. I'm glad you've enjoyed.
And Kajal, what you like to know, if we don't have any facilities, what you will do? If we are lacking the facilities, means how you will you demoralize or you will fight with the system,
Sir,
or
fight with the system, not demoralize.
what you will think? Means if you don't get a job, or you get a job but not up to your expectations. What is your main job? Get expectations.
Sir, I want to go to an industrial area.
You want to.
With this, then I will not able to get and achieve or the goal. But by the time we get during this job, we get experienced many more knowledge by the faculty members.
Try to. The main purpose of this course was to provide you knowledge about the new things in the international research, and you know how beautifully Professor Rosen was delivering the lectures.
Yes.
You should also deliver like that.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Not too afraid of anything.
Yes, sir.
It gets easier with practice. You
Yes,
just
by-
pretend you're an actor.
Yes, yes.
And
By
as
the time
much you will speak out, you will get better and better every day.
Yes, sir.
केमिस्ट्री की बुक खोल के ना जोर जोर से पढ़ा कर. Speak it loudly. किसी से डरते नहीं हैं. Don't be afraid of anyone. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Next.
हाँ जी बस ਜਿਹੜਾ ਬੱਚੇ ਦੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਇਸ ਲਈ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਨਾ ਮਾਈਕ ਹੀ ਲਗਾ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ
नहीं नहीं कोई नहीं सर.
ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਥੋੜੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਡਿਸਟਰਬ ਕਰ
Come Nime.
Hi, how are you?
Morning, ma'am. How are you?
Good.
You are from where? Tell about yourself.
My name is Shontal Nimi and I'm from Manipur in India. It's
Manipur,
Yeah.
Imphal.
Yeah, Imphal, Manipur, Northeast India. I am a PhD scholar in Department
How
of
you are
Forensic
here?
Science.
How you are here? From such a far off place.
I did my schooling from Delhi and I heard about this institute and how it's contributing to forensic science, and I found out by my supervisor. So this is how I came.
Okay. What studies are you pursuing at the moment?
I'm doing my PhD in forensic science and I'm working on how to use adhesive tapes for crime scene reconstruction through the use of ATR FTR spectroscopy.
That's very interesting. Was there anything in the course that was of interest for your research, your interest in forensic science?
I particularly enjoyed microfluidics part, and the key takeaway was how it is easy to use, rapid and non-destructive. And I feel like we can apply it in the field of forensic science for on-site crime detection. There are so many fields in forensic science like gunshot residue detection, explosive detection, serological analysis like urine, semen, body fluid.
Yeah.
So many these current techniques are based on presumptive techniques. I feel like microfluidics can be used for on-site rapid detection, and it will be very helpful in the field of forensic science in the coming days.
So do you think there is anything that you could apply in your research that you've learned during the course, or do you think it will be further down the track that you may start embarking on new technologies?
I'll be interested to pursue it. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Ne.
या सामने ही रख दो तभी कोई चक्कर नहीं उसकी रख सामने ही रख दे
Be little louder.
हाँ और रख दे थोड़ा इधर करके रख दे सर पेपर ना हिलाने के ना
जी सर
परले वाला ट्रांसमिटर इधर रख हाँ बस
Tell your name.
So my name is Dimple Bhatia. I'm from Forensic Science Department. I'm pursuing my PhD in
Okay,
wildlife
careful for the
forensics.
wasp.
In wildlife forensics.
In?
Wildlife forensics.
Wilder forensics.
Yes.
What it is?
So I'm working on keratinized tissues, identification of species, particular animal species from their keratinized tissues, like hair, nails, horn, etc.
Yeah. So really large parts of tissues or also eDNA?
No, ma'am. I'm working on a non-destructive technique, that is ADR-FTS spectroscopy. Because DNA is a destructive technology, that's why. And getting DNA from keratinized tissues little bit difficult as compared to other tissues. That's why we are working on ADR-FTS spectroscopy, chemical-based analysis.
Thank you. Was there anything in the course that particularly resonated with you or you think you could apply in your research project?
Ma'am, these microfluidic devices that we can use, recently I'm working on wildlife forensics, but we can use these techniques for identification of, I think, blood of various species. Because sometimes we get blood samples, blood stains at the crime scene, where these large animals are killed or hunted. So we can use this technique for identification of species by identification of blood antigens and all. We can use this, and if we go in the forensic field, not in the wildlife forensics, we can use these techniques for explosive identifications, and sometimes various animals are killed using poisons. So we can apply these techniques for poison analysis also.
And there was a lecture on DNA or blood purification.
Yeah, I have attended that lecture that we can use these techniques for I think concentration of DNA, so we can apply that thing also in our field.
Thank you. What would you like to do after your studies, after your PhD?
Ma'am, I want to go in field like in forensic labs to help them for solving these type of cases, wildlife forensic cases.
Thank you. All the best with that.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
I'm fine. How are you?
Good.
So this lecture that you gave yesterday was very fruitful for me. So I want to say thank you for that.
Okay. I'm glad it's helping.
Be little louder.
Could you tell a little bit about yourself, your background, what you're studying
Okay.
at the moment, and where you would like to go in the future?
Okay, first of all, I'm working in material sciences, and particularly in nanomaterials and metal organic frameworks. And I've been using it for environmental remediation. My applications are in photocatalytic detection of the dyes and sensing. And since I'm working in the material sciences, I would like to pursue more research to be related to the environmental remediation in the future. And in parallel to it, I want to pursue my career as a professor in the future.
Thank you.
In teaching.
So did you read any of the papers?
Yeah. I read the one in which we synthesize gold nanoparticles using the from the pig's stomach, and we use the microchip to study its for the detection of the food hazards.
And as I was studying, I couldn't read it properly. I had fever yesterday. But I wanted to ask one of the things that it was written that in photothermal, the properties of it, like I couldn't ask it yesterday. It has been said that the nanoparticles synthesize using the bulk synthesis and using the microfluid chip. They both show similar properties for the photothermal detection. So why are we trying to pursue that microchip technology to synthesize this? I get that the morphology, like we can control it more, and the size and everything. But since like we are studying in this university, like we don't have that much of the what do you say?
The fabrication facilities.
Fabrication facilities. So, like, how can you like help us like to pursue it if we want to do something related to it? So how can like we be advantage to us? Yeah.
So I could either help by sending over some devices, or help you in the design so that you could order some devices by a commercial 3D printing company, and then you've got the design that you need, and if it breaks you can order a new one, so you get a few of them. So there are a lot of approaches of fabrication that are really expensive, but there's also really affordable ways. So I hope that I've given some inspiration on how you could work, maybe even already with Professor Balraj. Using his printer, he should be able to make the devices that...
But are there any like projects or like approaches from your like institute for providing students to do research in your area, like to combine different fields with your...
Yes, so we don't have any agreements with Punjabi University yet, but Professor Malik and I have been talking to see if we can start more formal collaborations so that we indeed are able to exchange students, and I could host. We first need to find money to allow for the students to support their living expenses, but there's different options there that we could, we're behind the scenes, we're looking at to see if we can build on the course. Now everybody's got a basic training, so that we can then start a research collaboration and combine the knowledge of the materials developed here with standard approaches, and then see if we can make the materials any better using a microfluidic device.
You can ask
Thank you. I think you've done great in the course.
Do you like to ask anything, or no?
Yeah, I did ask.
No, how do you feel?
Okay, like obviously it was very fruitful, and the way you explained it, everything was very nicely done. And the video representations also, like it would be very helpful if you made a video of yourself, of doing your work. You're getting like how you prepare and how you like fabricate these devices and use it for your applications and all. So like you showed the videos of other people, but you can show it for yourself. That would be very like...
Need to get a camera stand then.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Get my students onto that. I actually like that idea.
Yeah, good.
Thank you very much.
That's okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Next.
How are you? Good. Thanks for attending all the lectures. I think there's not a single one that I missed your face.
We liked your energy while speaking.
Thank you.
My name is Kumar, and I am pursuing PhD in Mixer. And my topic of research is extraction of phenolic compounds from plants using deep solvents. And I have read the food chemistry paper where the gold nanoparticles were prepared. So in this, firstly, they use gold 3 as precursor, and glucose was used as reducing agent. So the nanoparticles that were prepared using glucose as reducing agents, they were prepared in just 20 seconds and at room temperature. But the problem was that they were affected at different pH, and they were also affected by salt, by the presence of salt. So what they did, they stabilized that nanoparticles using pepsin. Then after that, they prepared the nanocomposite of microfluidic chip and the doped gold nanoparticles, and the nanocomposite were further used for the detection of fluorophenicol and ovalbumin. Yes.
So how did they develop the microfluidic device, design the microfluidic devices to improve the quality of the nanoparticles that they made?
They used silicone wafer for the preparation of this, and they introduced the doped gold nanoparticles through the microchannels into the chip, and further for the detection, they further introduced the, like, if they want to detect the antibiotic, they introduced some antibiotic in that chip, and it was used for the detection.
Yeah, it looked a little bit like a COVID test.
Yes.
What topic did you enjoy most about the whole course? Or what did you like most about the paper that you read? You can answer both, or one of them.
All the lectures were very well planned, and I liked your energy while speaking.
Thank you.
Yes. All the course was well organized, and in this paper what I liked most is that the nanoparticles particles were prepared just in 20 seconds while using glucose, and in 3 minutes when pepsin was introduced as stabilizing agent. The time was
very short.
Very short.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Very nice.
Thank you very much for ending and being here all the time.
Why in so short time?
In just 20 seconds. They have not used. They were just mixing the ingredients, and no energy or temperature was required for the preparation.
Anyway,
Well done.
Thank you.
what you plan next? Job?
Hanji.
Chalo. Chalo ji, next.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hey.
Gurpreet.
Myself, Gurpreet Kumar. I am pursuing PhD in the analytical chemistry of Punjabi University, Patiala. Currently, I am working on the layered double hydroxide synthesis and their applications. And you told yesterday one of the paper of the food chemistry in which the gold nanoparticles was synthesized.
Yep.
Green synthesis was done. And these synthesized gold nanoparticles were fabricated on the microfluidic chip, PDMS chip. And further these were used for the detection of the antibiotics from the food samples like milk and ice creams.
What innovation in the paper, or what bit of the work that they presented did you appreciate most? What was like, oh, that was clever?
Detect.
So the application of the nanoparticles for the detection on the
photochemical and colorimetric detection. If one of the technique was not detected, then the dual technique is the best.
Okay. Do you think that there was anything in the course that you would apply to your research? You don't see a direct link on how you could get a microfluidic device. Is there any part of the course that you particularly enjoyed? Do you like more the applications or more the fundamental physics?
Hand-on-hand experience of the HPLC
Yeah.
and the solid phase microwave. These.
Okay. You've got any further questions? Thank you very much. Well studied. Hi, how are you?
Yes, Gurdeep. Tell about yourself. How?
Myself, good evening. I had just completed my PhD a few days ago in this university under the supervision of Professor Malik. And presently I am working as assistant professor in higher education, Punjab. In previous of this job, I was also in Central Groundwater Board as assistant chemist through the examination of UPSC.
Thank you. Did you read any of the papers?
Actually, I was not able to attend all
That's fine. We can just ask some more general
read
questions.
one paper.
Yeah.
The microfluidic oriented synthesis of gold nanoparticles for the colorimetric and colorimetric detection of food hazards such as floor of albumin, of albumin, floor fanning, I think floor fanning.
Yeah.
Food
An antibiotic. I don't even recall the application. Yeah, so it was just an analyte that was dangerous that could be present in the food
I
stuff.
remember in this, the epsin has stabilizing nature, and the other glucose has reducing nature, reduce gold to the from 3 oxidation state to 0 oxidation state. And just I read about this.
Yeah. So how did the microfluidic method that was developed compare with the standard way of making the nanoparticles? Or what kind of device was used?
Little knowledge of that.
Okay. Do you know what the material was that the chip was made of?
Silicon.
It was made on a silicon wafer. Yeah, it was a PMS device that was cast on a device that was made on a silicon wafer. Well done. Do you think that if there was anything in the course that, assuming if you're now an assistant professor, you will start your own research? Is there anything in the course that you think you may use in the future to help you?
Sure. My first goal is to move from college to university to explore my area of research. There are some pending work of in my PhD research such as absorption studies of various pollutants. We continue that work when I have time for that.
Yeah, one step at a time. Thank you very much, and congratulations on getting your PhD. It's a great achievement. Thank you.
कोई भी तेरा आ जा लास्ट वाला आ जा
How are you? Could you tell a little bit about yourself, what you're studying at the moment?
Myself, I'm from Himachal, and I have done my undergrad and masters from the Punjabi University colleges, and now recently I'm enrolled under Sir, and recently I'm not any topic decided, but soon I will decide my topic. A paper I read was a microfluidic device for fruits, blood and fruit. Paper-based technique is for that. It's a quite large industry for means 29 to 41 billion revenue in the last 2023. So it's helpful for the farmers to detect the sugar level and amino acids.
5 मिनट बस 10-15.
So they made a paper microfluidic device. Could you explain why you would like to do your test on a bit of paper?
Paper-based technique is cheap, cost-effective, and it's easy, rapidly, and we can carry it in pockets, in small pockets, and use in the fields, and we can go there and detect the samples, and results can be detected within the few minutes.
Yeah. And could the test differentiate between the ripe and the unripe durians?
pH level can be detected when we inject the sample. Sugar levels are detected, and the reduced sugar concentration shows the colors. The lower concentration shows light colors, and the higher concentration shows the dark colors. Amino acids also can be detected, and in hydrogen test can be used.
Yeah, and combined they gave the answer. Was there anything in the course that you think learnings that you may use in your PhD? Is there something that you thought that you'd really like, either the physics or 3D printing as manufacturing method, or was there anything that you said, I didn't know that before and I'm glad I know now?
When I thought I will do PhD, I thought about doing it on the hemp plants, but recently I'm not getting that which apparatus or which chemicals I can get here.
Yeah.
So maybe I will use 3D printers or HPLC, which is available in our labs.
Right. Thank you very much.
Would you like to do PhD on microfluidics?
Yes. I recently read that paper, and I like how microfluidics devices are helpful for detecting.
What was that polymer material by which this polymer was melted and the objects were made by 3D printer?
PDMS.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
क्या पूछे मैम आपसे?
Hello, sir. Nice, sir.
You can discuss some.
Like all the others, could you tell something about yourself?
Yeah, I'm Dr. Ritu Tandon, working as Assistant Professor Chemistry in Punjab Agriculture University, Ludhiana. So currently my research work is going on development of some eco-friendly antifungal alternates which can reduce the post-harvest spoilage and thereby enhance the shelf life of the fruit post-harvest. So that was one domain, and the other domain in which I work was assessment of heavy metal toxicity and pesticide residue analysis in water, food, treated water and all. So that's another domain in which I'm working.
Did you read any of the papers that we had yesterday available?
Yeah, being an agriculture university, I find the durian paper most relevant to my study, and it was very useful that we can just get a hands-on non-destructive technique for assessing the maturity index of the durian fruit by using the peduncle fluid of the fruit.
Yeah. What material did they make the devices in?
They used very simple Wattman filter paper in order to develop that microfluidic paper-based analytical device, using wicking as the microfluidic phenomena, and colorimeter detection was the basis, where the intensity of the gold nanoparticles was measured in order to get the assessment of the peduncle fluid.
Yeah. What part of the paper did you like most? Was that the technology or the application, or?
See, technology without an application is a fail.
Yeah.
So both go side by side.
Mm-hmm.
The technology helped us to think over how we can cater a particular application. For that, the learning of the microfluidic phenomena and to learn the basics was most important. Without that, we cannot think of the application part.
Do you think you will apply any microfluidics in the future in your research?
Yeah, I'm very keen to apply this to especially agriculture field, where disease assessment that can be done very effectively in the agriculture, in field and in lab as well. So storage of the fruits to a certain period, catering their spoilage and all. So that can be the one domain where we can work upon. We can think microfluidics can be very useful, cost effective and cheap technique.
Thank you for being a very active participant in the course. It's always very nice to be teaching when people respond.
It was my fortune that I could attend this course. I find it very advanced, useful, and definitely I'll try to implement to my field with your guidance, which I would look for sure.
Yeah, just be in touch. You've got my contact details.
Yeah, I'll definitely be. So a number of things are going on in the mind, but I need to go to more sophisticated details of the devices and the phenomena once after the course. So then coming back with some idea and application to work upon.
It's like agriculture. You plant a seed and then it needs to grow to something bigger.
Yeah. So we'll be happy if we can work for some collaborative effort in the near future. I want to thank you, Dr. Malik, as well. Because of him only I could get the information and I could participate in the course. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for providing this very good exposure.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you. Nice.
Mal Saab.
Hi, how are you?
I am Dr. Rajimal, working as Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry, Punjabi University, Patiala. I did my MSc PhD from this department.
And you attended the course?
Some
of it.
Especially of HPLC and GC marks lectures.
So that's relevant to your research?
Ma'am, basically I am organic chemist. I am working in the field of anti-diabetic drug synthesis and their biological activity checking.
Thank you. So you think that in that work the HPLC assays may help you better characterize your products?
Like if we check the natural product extracts and separate the peaks components through the HPLC, it can help. But my work is purely on synthesis.
Yeah. So analytical chemistry is just the thing that you need to do on the side.
Yes.
Yeah. So is there anything in the course that you learned that will help you in the future? Maybe just knowing a little bit more about HPLC, optimizing separations.
I know the basic things about the HPLC and GC, but I never use this
Okay.
technique.
So you hand in your samples, you get the answers. You have to do it yourself. Okay, that's cool. Thank you very much for your attendance.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we can have a cup of tea, and after that, certificates. Hanji. Good afternoon to all of you. We are almost in the last phase of this program, this GIAN course. And we have a little time till Dr. Yusuf joins us. And in the meantime, if any one of you want to share some experience, say some joke or some song, yes, you are very talented. Anyone want to sing a song or Anji, anyone want to express his views about the system, society and education? You are free to speak.
First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Malik for arranging this course and Professor Rosaine as well for igniting our minds towards microfluidics. So it was really a very informative course, well planned. All the lectures, they were very much well planned in order to give us the sequential overview of the microfluidics and other phenomena, so that we can scratch our brains really by the end of the course to apply it to our domain wherever we fit in. So I think you all might have started thinking over for using this microfluidics and in your respective research areas. For me, it was quite new. I had just heard of the word earlier, but now I got the complete overview by the grace of the lectures delivered by Professor Rosaine. She explained very, very small, she has given very much clarity to each and every aspect of the phenomena by telling us all the combinations, pros and cons of the techniques, whatever we will use, and making microfluidics a very easy and cost-effective technique. She has told us very basic materials as well, which we can use for starting the work in this field. I think that's enough I wanted to share about the course. Thank you, ma'am, for being really patient with us as well. Thank you, sir, once again.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. हाँ जी, आप में से कोई किरण, गुरदीप, गुरप्रीत, Nimi, do you like to say something? Come, your Manipal song. Say something in your language. Come. Come here. Please come.
Come and say a few words.
I'm really thankful to Professor Malik and Professor Rosine for discourse और यहाँ से मुझे काफ़ी सीखने को मिला जो that I can apply okay that I can apply in my field in forensic science. So thank you, sir. Thank you.
No, we will listen a Manipal song from you.
Sir, my voice is really not good.
No problem.
You can give a try.
Joy jaina rabe samlang laktagi lona yeng lakpa meeting duna kari pau khong no chaning liba. That's it. Thank you.
Just to interrupt you, can you translate this into Hindi or English?
The meaning of the lines
Meaning of that
you
song.
sang.
So it's a love song. So it says that कि ने जो खुले जुल्फे है जो ऐसे खुला रखा है तो छुप छुप के क्या देख रहे हो, क्या कहना चाह रहे हो, क्या रहस्य है जो बताना चाह रहे हो मुझे. Something like that. Thank you.
Anyone else? हाँ भी ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡੇ ਵੱਡੇ ਆਰਟਿਸਟ ਹੋ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ. No, every person is an artist. हाँ जी
The culture of the Australians. Well, huh?
Yes, you can share your view, your experience in India and with Punjabi University community. How do you like it?
So thank you. I thought I was done talking here, but clearly we now need to fill some time. So I feel really honored and privileged by how welcome all of you, and in particular Professor Malik, has made me feel here in Punjab and in Patiala. And that is very different to the experiences that I've had living in other countries. So as we've heard at the first day, I grew up in the Netherlands and I then did a part of my PhD in Netherlands, moved to Australia, then with the family moved 2 times a year to Germany, and I'm now back in Australia. So I've seen a couple of different countries, and every country does something. The social interactions, the social network is slightly different. So whereas in the Netherlands, when you invite someone over to your place, the first thing that you offer them is coffee with a biscuit. 1 biscuit, never 2, 1. And whenever you go to whenever you want to meet with friends in Germany, you typically don't get invited to people's houses. You get invited to go together to a restaurant, and then you have some beers. So the expectations of the social network are very different. And when we moved to Australia, so in the Netherlands, when you host someone at your place, you expect that you will provide them with all the food and drinks. In Australia, they don't do that. So in Australia, if you go and visit someone at their place, you bring a bottle of wine or a bottle of beer or soft drink, whatever you're planning to drink, and you bring a dish to share with everybody, which is very different to what I was used to. And it is not that they don't want to look after people. It is another way of looking at sharing a meal, and the cultural belief is that if you all cook something, it becomes a shared experience. You can exchange recipes. So it is, by the end of the year, you are invited over to people's place, you invite people over to your place. The amount of meals that you prepare is not any different, because you prepare a couple of different dishes if you would invite people over and you cater for them. now you go to a couple of different places and you bring your own favorite plates with you. So it is not that they don't want to cook for you, it is that they want to provide everybody with the opportunity to eat the food that they like best and to drink the wine that they like best. But when my husband and I just arrived in Australia, we were invited to people's places and we came empty-handed because we didn't expect that we had to bring our own food and drinks. So some of these cultural differences, it is a bit awkward and inconvenient at the moment that you realize that you should have brought a bowl of curry or rice or other food and you didn't know it. But learning about it also makes you think differently about your own culture and how you go about your rituals. What are the things in your own culture that you really like and that you think are really good? And what are maybe things that you could adopt differently in your own life to make people feel more welcome and more open at home. So what I particularly like here in Punjab is your passion for food and sharing food. So there's been nothing I've done where there was no lovely, delicious meal involved. Dr. Poonam took me to Amritsar and I think we nearly rolled back because all we did was eat. But we had absolutely lovely kulchas there. People helped us around, and when you sit down for your meals, you always have an opportunity to chat and get to know each other better. And one of the deep conversations we had there is that in the West, a lot of people are getting mental health issues because there's not as much social interaction, I believe, as there is in India. So I would advise you, keep talking, keep chatting, keep that very tight social network that at the moment exists in India. Keep that alive because it's very good for your mental health to just have a laugh at a regular basis, because I have not seen people laugh in a month in Australia in the lab as much as I've seen you laugh here in 2 weeks' time. And I think it is really nice to have a culture where you can be cheerful, you can be joking around things. And that is all facilitated by all the lovely foods and the meals that you take a long time to sit down, you eat slowly, you talk while you're eating. And that is one of the reasons that I really enjoyed teaching this course 2 years ago. And when Professor Malik offered me to try to apply again and come back, I'm like, yes, I want to do that again, because it is absolutely fantastic to feel welcome, to feel appreciated, and to try to get a good taste of the Indian culture by being here. But if you get the opportunity, because everybody is always thinks that the grass is greener at the other side, if you get the opportunity to go overseas, please try. It will be scary, it will be different, you will feel out of your comfort zone, but there's always something that you learn, and either it is the learning that the way that you run your life here is better, or maybe you can change some things. Maybe it's actually a good idea if people are really have their one favorite dish and they're the best person in the world to make that dish. Maybe when you invite them over, it is convenient if they bring that, and it is a lot less work if you invite a group of people over and everybody brings a dish to share. In Australia it's typically barbecue, so people bring a little bit of meat and some salads, and then you sit outside. But it really reduces the strain on the host when people do bring a plate to share. So my Dutch nature is that you have to be hospitable, and if you host someone, you provide them with all the food and drink that they would like. But we've also learned that if we have a party with my research group and everybody brings something, then all I need to do is make sure the kids have cleaned up their dirty socks off the floor and can have a large group at home. And if people change their plans, you're not stuck with a whole range of food that's left over, because there will always be the amount of food of the number that people come, because the more people come, the more dishes there are to share. So it provides a much more flexible arrangement. And we have learned to live with it. We still feel uncomfortable to ask people to bring food if they come to our place, but it makes life a lot easier. So there's always different ways of doing it, and there's not the way that you were raised is not necessarily the right way of doing it, even though I do really appreciate a lot of aspects of the Indian culture. But if you get the opportunity of travel, you always learn something new, you always taste something new, you always end up in a very awkward situation, but that grows you as a person. So if you get the opportunity to travel, please do so, because it helps you grow and develop.
It's really nice.
Professor Rosaine for explaining this little bit of the cultural difference. We are waiting for Professor Yusuf for 1 or 2 minutes more, and he is on the way, and we will distribute the certificates. One thing is that please send us the feedback form, because I have to submit it to IIT Hyderabad, and your feedbacks will be very important for getting us more future grants. Feel free to write as much as you should have a glimpse of the world and the various eastern countries, western countries, and learn the more about their research and culture.
So what do you like most about Germany? Because you'll be off to Germany soon.
Yes.
Why do you like traveling to Germany?
As Professor Rosaine said, I like Germany, but there are many things. One is their punctuality. Means I was late on the first day when Rosaine came by 1 minute, and she was standing on the gate of our university. So, but they are never late in their promise, and never early in their promise also. Means if you have to go to some other place, that if they will try to be on time, na to baad mein na pehle, only on time. And other thing is that hard work. The only thing which pays is hard work, your sincerity to the work, and your hard work. Situations may be different for everyone, and I don't say that it is good for everyone to have all the facilities, but facilities can be created, or we can utilize the facilities which are available in our neighborhood. People will help you. It is not that they will not help you. It is always people are your senior teachers or your senior workers. They will always help you, and you can learn many things. And you can learn only many things only when you ask them. If you don't ask them, they will not tell you anything. If you don't tell them, they don't know anything about you. So talk to them, share your problems, share your views, share your ideas, because idea and idea, they multiply together. So let us wait for a few moments, and we can for us the great help was given by EMRC. You know that such a great help for recording the video of the program. This will be converted into the MOOC course, that you can have this on the video on the YouTube, or MHRD may convert into other MOOC course on fluid dynamics, microfluidics. But it is a very simple technique. You can make with the help of 3D printers. You know, Dr. Balraj has made a 3D printer in his lab, and most of the instruments they can be fabricated only in the lab, only if you know the infra, only if you know the what the constituent parts, or you know how to solve your problem that can make you successful. Say
Jain, respected Professor Ashok Kumar Malik Sahab, Dr. Poonam Patyar, faculty member of our departments, and the lovely participant of this 2-week program which is being organized at our department. I'm very sure that all of you might have got the enough progress and good direction in the field of microfluidic paper-based analytical devices and other related researches and knowledge that is being imparted by Professor Rojain, who have traveled long distance directly from Australia to here. At this platform, I extend my very great thanks to Professor Rojain, who was very kind to accept our invitation and coming to our university second time and giving her precious time out of her busy schedule at the university back in Australia. Thank you, ma'am, and giving the great interactions with the participant of this GIAN program, which has been organized under the great supervision of Professor Dr. Ashok Kumar Malik Sahab. I am also very much thankful to Professor Malik of our department, our department is very much honored and very much got the recognition by your great work that you have done through the GIAN program, and recently, 1 month ago, the Professor Malik also organized the Vajra program at our department. So Professor Malik needs the special thanks and special recognition and special discussion over here. And I am very thankful to all the participants who could come here, could spare their time to attend this great interaction with our foreign professor, Professor Rojain Goit. So I am very much sure that your orientation regarding the microfluidic area could have been greatly enhanced by interaction with our great and internationally famed, broadly visited, and greatly published Professor Rojen. So, thank you very much, everyone. Sir, Professor Malik, now let us start the function further. Okay, this is the end valedictory.
I will request Professor Yusuf Saab to distribute the certificates, being head of the department.
Along with Professor Rojen, who has been the mentor of this program.
Muskan.
Anji, start.
Priya.
Thank you.
Purnima, next.
Priya.
Purnima. Sakshi.
Sakshi, please come first.
Mimi.
Mimi, please.
Riya.
Next candidate, please, in 9.
Yagyabrat.
Anji, bache. Yes. Riya. Please clap. Yagyabrat.
Vikas Verma. Rajiv. Dimple Bhatia.
Dr. Raju, please. Dr. Rajiv, very good, well done.
Gurpreet.
And a good certificate. All the best. Dimple Bhatia. Dimple Bhatia, boy. Mubarak. Dimple. Gurpreet Kaur. Gurpreet Kaur.
Gurdeep Singh.
Gurpreet Kaur. Gurpreet bete. Mubarak. Okay.
Dr. V. Gurdeep.
Gurdeep Singh. Mubarak.
Jaisin.
Sir, absent.
Dr. Ritu Tandon.
Kajal Singh.
Very good, Dr. Ritu. Mubarak. Okay then.
Thank you.
Kajan, sir? No, that's okay then. And Kiran did call. Kiran. Translation. Kiran. Dr. Susila. Translation. Okay. बैठो पूनम बैठो प्लीज आ जाओ So at the last, one thing is left.
Yes, sir.
What? No, this this certificate is valid after the grade certificate, and that certificate is with us. Do you get my point? So we will get that grade certificate signed, and you can collect it from me, from the university, and for outsiders we will mail it, send it by post, right? Because it has to be signed by the university authorities. Now, time to thanks all. I am deeply thankful to Professor Yusuf, who has provided me all the facilities and time, his important time, and he was helping me from the beginning, because it is, you know, it is not possible to do anything without the grace of head of the department.
You are doing great job, sir.
No, and really I'm thankful to you, sir, from my inner core of heart, and I express it. And I'm also thankful to Professor Roseanne, who has traveled such a long distance, and I know there are so many difficulties in coming from one place to the other place, and in adjusting to the environment, in adjusting to the facilities, and in adjusting to the room and other things. But she came and she started doing the course. It was a very, very marvelous job she has done. I'm also deeply thankful to the staff of the EMRC, director, and our recording team. Great thanks, and I say Sat Sri Akal ji. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਬਿਨਾ ਇਹ ਕੰਮ ਨਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਿਰੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਚੜਨਾ ਸੀਗਾ। ਤੇ now I request all of you to stand for the national anthem. We will stand for national anthem.